So the last session, which you have gone through the typical job configuration. If anybody, in the last session, I have explained to the guys how to create a job and how to trigger it. Okay, what are all the parameters of the job configuration? So all these things are there. Let me try to log in again, and I'll show you now a few more options of job creation today. Okay, so this is what the build job which you created on the last session. Now today what I will do, I'll go through with, in detail section of configure page of this project build. Okay, go to the configure section and you see n number of, okay, there's so many of configuration variables are there, but I've gone through only the important ones. Okay, not all of them. Now I'll go to the each and every one of them at the moment. Okay, so you can you can, like, uh, like go by like scrolling like this, or if you want, like, you can directly check here. See, if you click on the tab side, it will go wherever you want it. Okay, just the same form only thing is you can just click on the tabs. First tab, general project name description as usual. Okay, and other one is discard old builds. This is something like, suppose you are running the build from last 1 year. Nobody wants to maintain the 1 year history, right? So they don't want to keep the pretty older one. They want to keep the most latest one. So the most latest one, how many you want her to keep it? Okay, I want to keep last 100 builds. If you provide 100, right, you're building, you trigger n number of times. You see last 100 builds history. Before that, it will be deleted. Okay, that is with the number of builds perspective. And when it comes to the number of days, okay, I don't want on based on the number of builds, I want it on the number of days. Okay, so if you keep like 20, it will keep last 20 days builds. Okay, in last 20 days it can be 100 builds, 200 builds, 300, it doesn't matter. Okay, but it will keep last 20 days builds. So that is days wise. This is the number of builds wise. If you want, you can try this. Okay, but right now I don't have a number of builds history, nothing but see. Okay, then I will do one thing. I'll say, like, uh, 2 days. Okay, so guys, 2 days nothing, but today is October 3rd, right? So September 30 bill should be deleted actually automatically. If it, I mean, not immediately, if it triggers some bill now. It is trying to check out the code. I think I didn't restart my machine. That's the reason it is taking more time to do the things. So it took a long to come up with this your. Now the build is going on. Okay, so guys, can you see now all the old builds are deleted because I mentioned 2 days. 2 days nothing but 2 days before all the builds are deleted. Only today's build is there. Okay, so just go to the config page again. That is day strategy. If you want to keep the number of build strategy, you can give the number of builds and it will delete the older ones and it will keep the number of builds which you keep. Okay, so that's all about the discard old builds. Next, GitHub project. I hope you
So
guys.
we have to.
Yeah, you're saying
So
something.
we have to give any one of that. We have to give both.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. You can give both as well. Okay. Now, when you give both, right, always it will give you the priority to the number of builds. Okay. See, suppose within 20 days, you have 200 builds, but you get 20 as the number of what do you call number of builds. So it will take the 20 builds only. Okay. So that's the reason better you choose any one strategy, not both. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Go to the GitHub. This is a simple option. You just provide the GitHub project URL. Okay, so I hope you remember what is GitHub. It is the cloud-based one. Okay, you just provide that. It will check out from there instead of your local Git. Local Git is your one. This is your personal one, your company's one. Okay, this is on the public GitHub. The project is a build parameterized. Okay, what do you mean by parameters? Nothing but if you wanted to pass any inputs to your build, okay, so you can pass those parameters. Example, I want to pass a parameter called build mode. Okay, should be debug or release, something like that. Okay, or I would say okay, I wanted to publish to the Nexus repository. Okay, so I want to pass the username of my Nexus, right? Username, right? I want to pass the username, so you can type some username like admin. Similarly, I want to pass the password to my password of my Nexus repository. Okay, password. You don't give any default password, it's not secure. And at the same time, if you want, you can choose the profiles. I wanted to deploy a dev profile. Okay, which profile you want to deploy? Dev profile or QA profile or production profile? You remember in a Maven build you can build for any profile, so you can build a given chosen profile. So if you can pass what profile you wanted, and that profile you can pass it in the Maven here properties. See, in advanced section, properties are the right -p. Okay, you can choose dev, whatever, instead of like hardcore dev. What you will do it, so whatever the property you're passing right here, profile, I mean that input you will choose it here like this $floor basis. Okay, -p. That is one parameter. Okay, let me try to build it and see. First of all, before building it, I just want to see whether it has some profiles or not. That's what I wanted to see. Oops, this doesn't have any profiles, guys. It will fail actually. Okay, what I can do it, instead of profile, I'll call goal. Okay, now I have a compile goal, package goal. Okay, just you remember these are all let's call as a phase. Which phase you want to call? Okay, so those the phase you can call from here. You remove the profile. Now package is the right. Now phase you call as a phase. So that will be passed here. Let's see how it works now. Build with parameters. Can you see the parameters here? Okay. Now username, password. Okay, password I given something. We are not using these parameters anyway. We are using only phase. Let's choose like compile, compile only. Okay, this is actually compiled. If you look at it, which phase it is calling? Compile phase. Did you see this? Okay. So now it just compiled. It didn't do anything. Now the second time, what do you want? I wanted to run the test cases. Okay. So what you do it? You choose test. Did you understand the purpose of the build parameters now? So whatever you wanted to give as a parameters to your build, right? You can pass it from the Jenkins. Now it is passed the test as your phase. That's it. Okay. Did you see this? Uh, No test to be run. Okay, for this project there are no tests actually. See, test is executed, but there are no tests actually. So that is something about build parameters. There are different types of parameters out there. You can choose any of the parameters. Okay, so password, run, file parameter. The many are there. You can give a try of any one of it. That's about the build parameters. Now, throttle builds I never see in earlier versions. What is it? Let's see. Enforces a minimum time between builds based on the desired maximum rate. This does not enforce average rate, it only looks at the time since last build. Okay, throttle rate is something like a gap between your builds. Okay, I think that you can provide number of builds one. Okay, time period. So in an hour only one build will happen, approximately 60 minutes between builds. So there should be a gap between both the builds, right? Approximately 60 minutes between the builds. Okay, so if you want you can give it, otherwise you can ignore it. So it seems to be a new feature. I see it in the Jenkins. Earlier versions I don't see this. And one more beauty of the Jenkins is if you wanted to know any new feature, or if you don't understand anything, right, entire documentation is inline. Inline nothing but suppose you didn't understand what to give it to the like restrict where this particular, okay, you just click on this help button. Can you see help button for all of them? A nice documentation is provided here. You can just go through the documentation. You read it. It's simple English. You can understand easily what exactly it is, and you can provide the input. So next, disable project. This is nothing else. Disable project, nothing but disable the project so that you can't build it anymore. Now can you see build button here? No more build button. It's disable now. Okay. So if you go to the home page also, you see it's in a disable one. It's a disable one. Okay. Now if you want to enable it back, you can simply enable this. Can you click on enable? Go to the configure again. Okay. So execute concurrent builds if necessary. What do you mean by execute concurrent builds if necessary? Is just select and apply. Suppose if you wanted to execute the builds concurrently at a time, 1, 2, 3, I just triggered 3 times. But is it building 3 times together? No. It is doing only one by one. The reason it is, even you give the concurrency, your slave should support it. Okay. In slave, we have to give the at a time how many builds you want to trigger it. Okay. Default it will be 1. Can you see this? And if you keep 3 right, at a time 3 builds can go on in a slave. Okay. Now you come back to your project. Okay, now this time build. Look at this. See, 3 builds are going on now. Did you observe this? Because I enabled the concurrency. If I disable the concurrency, even you enable 3 in the slave, it will not perform it. That's called a concurrency. But never do it. We better like do only one by one. Okay, so that's about the concurrent builds. Now, source code management section. Under source code management section, you already know how we prepare the Git. Similarly, in case if you're using the subversion, put the subversion one and provide the URL. That's it. Pretty simple one. And if you don't understand, click on this. Read the documentation. That's it. And the most important is the build triggers. Okay, so build triggers is important feature of the Jenkins where you may get a requirement of triggering the builds for uh, for a, for a particular timing, for a particular dependency, okay, for a particular code commits, okay, it can be anything. So now first of all, I'll give you the scheduling or triggering, build triggering, or this is also called scheduling, guys. Okay, build triggering or scheduling. Okay, scheduling of these builds happens majorly two types. One is time based, okay, and another is pole based. What do you mean by time based is I want to trigger this build at night 12 a.m. Okay, this is time based. I want to trigger at night 4:30 a.m. Okay, it's not night, early morning 4:30 a.m. Okay, so if you want to trigger based on these timelines, how do you schedule it? So typically for time based we use the build periodically. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so in this build periodically, how do you mention the time? Okay, so the Jenkins uses the Linux cron job syntax. What do you mean by Linux cron job syntax is it makes use of the 5 stars. Okay, 4 5, these 5 stars will talk about your entire scheduling time. Okay, so I'll explain you what do you mean by each and every star. The first star will talk about minutes. Okay, so this will be from 0 to 59 minutes, and the second star will talk about hours, which is 0 to 23, and the third star is about number of days, okay, 1 to 31, and the fourth star is about months, okay, 1 to 12 months, and the fifth star is about 1 to 7 weeks, okay, days in a week. So first one is the minutes, hours, day of the month of the year, okay, day of the week. So I'll clearly say minutes, hours, day of the month of the year, day of the week. I hope you understand. Okay, what do you mean by each and every act? Now I'll give a simple example. Okay, I want to schedule at every night 1 a.m. So how do we write that pattern for this timing every day 1 a.m. Okay, so it should be star 1 star star star. This is equivalent to everyday night 1 a.m. Okay, so this is how you need to write it. Right, so suppose I want to schedule at night to, night 11:30 p.m. not a.m. So what do you mean by 11:30 p.m. is night 11 o'clock is not morning 11 o'clock. Night 11 o'clock we represent with 23, right? So it's a 0 to 24 timing, okay, 23 timing. So 11:30, right? So you should put 30 minutes first, okay, then 23, then star star star. So this pattern you need to give it to schedule at night 11:30, okay. And similarly, I want to schedule, okay, every month first day of the month, first day of the month, morning 8 a.m. So how do you represent this? Okay, look at this, morning 8 a.m. right, star 8, first day, right, 1 star star. This is every month first morning 8 o'clock. Okay, now similarly I want to schedule every Monday, okay, evening 4:15. How do you write this? Every Monday evening 4:15. First minutes 15, 4, okay, star every Monday, which is 1, right? Monday to Sunday, right? If it is Sunday, it is 7. Okay, so this is a pattern. Guys, remember, this is how you need to give the periodic. If you want, I can give a simple example. Now, what is the time now? So I need to look at my server time, guys. Okay, my server time, because Jenkins is running in the server. Okay, now it is 5:30. Okay, 17:30, nothing but evening 5:30. Okay, so I'll do one thing. 31, 17, star, right? In another 1 minute, it should automatically trigger, guys. In another 1 minute, it should automatically trigger. What is the time here now? Okay, so it didn't come to the 31. Okay, look at this. 17th build is the last build, which is triggered by me. Now, yeah, 18th build will be automatically triggered. If you want, you can just wait and see. Okay, 31 is already there, but in this 1 minute, it can trigger at any time. Can you see this? 18th build is triggered. Right, so that's about scheduling part. Now go to the config section. Come down. That's a build periodically. Now let me show you another type of scheduling, which is a poll SCM. What do you mean by poll SCM is, see, in poll SCM, you follow the same syntax. Okay, now look at this. What is the time now? 32, right? Now let me put 33, 17, star. So I put for 5:33, okay, and I'll wait for its build. It will not build. The reason, in a poll SCM, there should be some code commit. Okay, if there is no code commit, it will not trigger it. If you want, I can just show you by committing something. So git status, git pull, hello, git some changes. Git push. Right, it's pushed now. Okay, now look at this. It didn't trigger the build. Now it's 33. Okay, what is the time I mentioned over here? 33 or 32? It's 33. Okay, let's see if it pulls. So 18th build is triggered by whom? Timer. Can you see this timer? And what is the time now? 34. I don't think it will trigger, guys. Now we'll schedule it like 34, right? We'll schedule to 35 because it's already time is gone. Because that didn't trigger because there is no changes when we put this. Okay, now 35. Okay, now it's 34:38, right? 34:38. So let's wait for another 20 seconds. So in another 20 seconds, it should trigger the build because there are some changes now. That's called a poll based SCM. Okay, so one is the time based, one is the poll based. Same syntax as above. as above to schedule it, but it will trigger only when there are some changes in Git repo. It can be any SCN repo, Git repo, whatever. So poll nothing but it will check your version controlling system. Okay. Right. What is the time? Okay, it's 35 now. Now it should have triggered the 19th build now. It didn't trigger it. Why it didn't trigger? It should trigger actually. Maybe we need to give some more delay actually. Okay, now I understand. We should give a space between them. Okay. Would last have run on Monday 3rd 35:21 UTC. Would next run at Tuesday. I think it missed the chance. No, it didn't trigger. I'll do one thing, guys. I'll just give a little more time. Okay, we'll give more gap. Date 37. Or first of all, before that, I need to cross check whether whether I committed to the right repository or not. A.xml. This was the repository. I'm giving 39. Okay, leave it for now. We'll see. Okay, we'll give. I gave 2 minutes time to it. Meanwhile, we'll see other features. That's the two types of scheduling. There is one more way of scheduling. It's a dependency based scheduling. Dependency based nothing but if you want to trigger this build once another build is completed, another job. Okay, so that can be done with a dependency trigger. In build triggers, can you see this trigger build after other products are built? So you need to have another project to build this actually. So like a parent-child jobs. Now treat like project one is your children. This is your child, and you are waiting for your parent. Okay, now I'm trying to create one more job. Project two build. So when you're creating your second job, right, you can copy from the existing job. Okay, in order to create the things from the beginning. So everything will be copied from your previous job. Okay, everything is copied from there. Right, now what I will do it, I will just choose this build after other parts are built. Now here I'll mention the project name project to build. Can you see this? So if that project is built, then immediately this will build. Okay, let's try to trigger this. Now project 2 I have triggered, guys. It is failing for some reason. Let me see. Okay. A phase. We removed the parameters, right? Then we have to remove that. Got it. Because we removed the parameter, right? So call it as a package. Now trigger this. A third build is going on here. So once that is done, the 19th build here will be automatically triggered by your project 2 build if this is successful. Done. Now look at this. This will trigger automatically. Can you see this 19th build triggered automatically? This is triggered by the dependency job, which is the project 2 build. Can you see upstream project? So it will clearly say which project is triggered. And if you click on this, it will tell you started by upstream project this build. So that's what this configuration is. That's it. So these are the ways we have a scheduling. And if you're still more interested in triggering remotely, if you want to trigger with some script and all, you can make use of this trigger remotely with the script. So for this, you just have to provide some token name here. Okay. Then with the help of that, you can write it. This is for the scripting purpose. Okay. Not from here, from the UI. And okay, build when a change is pushed to GitHub. In case if you're using GitHub, you can choose this. Next, build environment. This I see new actually. About the build if it's stuck. So what exactly it is? In case about the build if it's stuck. Okay, what do you mean by aborting is, suppose your build is not coming out from last 1 hour, but actually it used to take 5 minutes only. It just stuck. Okay, if it is stuck, if you want to abort, right? So after how long you want to abort it? Okay, I want to abort after 15 minutes or 20 minutes. You can provide the time in minutes. Okay, that's what the timeout one. Okay. So right now I don't have any longer builds, so I can ignore it. Delete workspace before build starts. So this is a feature where it will wipe out your existing workspace, okay, and it will check out the fresh one. Not that feature. I mean, that big feature, but it's okay. Add timestamps to console output. What do you mean by timestamps to console output is, at this moment, if I select that, so look at the previous builds. Did you see any timestamp here? No timestamp. You don't know when it is started or when it is finished. Okay. But now, right now, you try to look at this. Build now. Now see this. Can you see timestamp when it is started? 544, 544, 25 seconds, 26 seconds, 28 seconds. So it will just go on. So that's another feature. Timestamp, adding a timestamp. So that you will be knowing from when to when it has happened, when to when checkout happened, when to when build happened. So all this data you can get it. Use secret test or files. Secret test is something like something new feature, guys, new version, right? So in older version I don't see this. What is it? Allows you to take credentials of various sorts and use them from shell, build steps, and like Each binding will define an environment. Okay, it's something like if you want to define some secret values, okay, which you don't want it to print it on the console. Example, if I say like in the console output, you can see what you are passing it here. Okay, look at this. Whatever you pass it, right, package and everything it prints. But if you choose the secret text, right, what will happen? It will not print the things. Okay, it will just make use of it. Secret text variable, like uh, what is the name? Parameter expression. Hello. Okay, let's say specific credentials. Okay, this name you are passing from build parameters. Choose assume like now you are passing from build parameters name, some parameter, string name. Hello. Okay. Now you just see this. I think that is not the proper purpose of it. I was thinking it is a masking variables. There is a plugin called masking variables, but I don't think it is not the same one. Credentials of an appropriate type to be set to be variable. Name of an environment variable to be set during the build. I think we have to provide the credential set here. Name. Hello. Okay. Here it is a secret text. My secret one description. Is it showing here now? Yeah. So apply. Okay, looks good. So we didn't use it, but we configured it. But I don't think there is any purpose of that feature. I think it seems to be a new feature in the newer version. It's not there in the earlier version. Okay, let's move on to the main task, which is a build portion. Okay, so right now we're using the Maven, right? In case if you're using the AND scripting, choose the and try to provide your target name, which target you want to call. I want to call compile target. And if you have a different build.xml, you provide like build underscore java.xml, whatever. Okay, just try to provide that. Right now we don't have that, so I'm just deleting it. And if you want to run some Windows batch commands, if your slave is a Windows, okay, you can run it directory or these kind of things, echo hello blah blah blah, something like that. Okay, so you can run them. It's a typically the step is like you can execute any type of script here. You can just check if you want how it works. Okay, after this step, can you see this? It is running the dir command and the output of the batch. So you can run any type of the script. So you go to the configuration section again. Build section is done. If it is a Linux machine, you can choose the shell. Okay. If it is a Maven, and Gradle, Windows. Okay. So like this. Post to build actions. Typically, post to build actions are there for notification. Okay. So if you want to send some email, you can choose the email notification. Okay. But right now, I cannot give you the demo of email notification. You can just select and you can provide the email ID. It will send an email to the respective recipient about the build status, whether it is success or failure. That's it. So this cannot be done with us because we need to configure the SNTP server. Okay. That SNTP server you need to configure in the your manage Jenkins. Okay, and I'm just giving the instructions how to configure SNTP server, but I don't have any SNTP server at the moment. SNTP is a simple mail transfer protocol server, like an email server. And apart from that, you have something called archive artifacts. Archive artifacts nothing but you can get the war file which you generated, okay, and publish on the dashboard. Look at this. Now, after the build, you don't have a war file here, but now as you are archiving it, now you can find that. Configure system. Is it done? Okay, meanwhile, we'll see editable email notification. See, this is what the email notification. You need to provide the server details, email server details. Okay, like example, if you are using Gmail, okay, smtp.gmail.com. Okay, what is the suffix? gmail.com. Okay, and advanced sections you need to provide. Are you using your what do you call? You need to provide username password. I'm just giving some dummy username passwords. We have to monitor. Is it HTTPS S1 or not? Okay, and which port it makes use of 465. So you provide all this data, and finally at the end you can test whether it is really working fine or not. Okay, not there, guys. This is the one actually. Okay, that is for the editable email notification. For me, everything getting because it is there in my cookies. I don't think it will work, but I'm just testing it. That's it. It's not working. My SNTP is not working at the moment. But this is how you configure. Instead of Gmail, you configure your company email address. Okay, what happened to this? Yeah, it's archived file. Can you see this? Archiving artifacts. Now you can find the war files 1.0. What all the war files are there? It is just put over here. So these are all the post build actions. And apart from that, you have one more post build action which is publishing JUnit test cases. I'll show you that. So there is one more important one is called publish JUnit test cases. Okay. So where are your unit test cases? So typically they will be there inside the target, right? Okay, like inside the target. Sorry, target slash star dot xml. This was the path of the your typical XML files. But right now for our project there is no unit test cases. Now what I will do, I'll try to commit some unit test cases from some other project. Okay, now I added the new code with the unit test cases. Okay, so let's try to build it and see. Now tests are running now because this has one test case at least. Archiving, then publish the unit test also. Recording, can you see recording test results? Right. Now you can find those test results in the dashboard of your build. Can you see test results here? Click on this link. This is com.my company. There's only one test. It took 18 milliseconds to complete it. Okay. So if you try to trigger one more build, it will generate a graph also for you. Right. It's done now. So I think you need to install some. Okay, test results trend. Okay, this is what the trend, guys. This is what 25th build, 26th build. So if any failure is there, it will show you nice graph for you. Okay. So this is what the entire configure section of a typical Jenkins job. Okay. So try all these options, just play around with the options and try to build it and see whether the results are properly showing up or not. Okay. So I just explained most important options of each and every configuration page over here. Now once this is done, there are once you know one, like if you just go to the one job config section, right? In the company's only thing is you see hundreds of these kind of jobs, pretty much same configurations. Okay. So only thing is the number of products will be more, number of jobs will be more. That's the only difference. Okay. So now we just left with only one last topic in the Jenkins is the administration. We didn't do the administration yet. Go to the manage Jenkins, okay, and here we have the administration section. We just came over here to perform couple of activities in last day and today, like setting up email server and all. But apart from that, there are many administration tasks out there. Okay, setting up your a slave is also admin activity that we already done it. Okay, apart from that, remaining admin activities we'll see it in the tomorrow session. Mostly tomorrow I'll try to cover all these things, okay, including the plugins. And it's an important session, guys. You should know like how we use the proper utilization of the Jenkins. Okay. So meanwhile, I want you to go to the job configure and the dependency, create multiple job, put the dependency, just play around and try the scheduling. Okay. Try the polling, try the dependency checking, try the Git, try the GitHub, try the SVN. So you have all the things available for you. You just have to put it and check whether working or not. Okay, because in the real time this is how you spend the time on the companies. Okay, they don't say do this, do that and all. You have to take the decision and you have to tell them this is what the way it will work. Okay, and you have to suggest them the proper ways, so that you can do only when you have a confidence on your stuff. Okay, so just play around, that's it. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Tomorrow I'll start the administration of the Jenkins. Okay, any questions still here? Sunil, Hemant, any queries?
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Good night for today. Thank you. See you all.
Bye.
Bye.